Hello, Beatle friends, and hello to everybody else watching, and a special hello to the people of the tie-dyed community. Hope all of you are doing well, and hope all of you are staying safe. Today, I'm going to show you my current collection of the Beatles vinyl records, all pressed in Canada. I'm going to show you Beatles albums, some Beatles albums, and a Beatles promo 45, and a couple of solo Beatles records, all pressed in Canada. And before I begin, I want to give a special shout out to Paul, Fit to Be Tie-Dyed. Paul is a native of Canada and a Beatles vinyl pressing expert, especially the Canadian pressings of the Beatles records. Paul, I hope you enjoy this collection video of me showing you my current collection of the Beatles records pressed in Canada. I don't have everything pressed in Canada. I have a number, but not everything. But still hope you enjoy this collection video, and same with everybody else watching. And without further ado, let's begin. The first Beatles record pressed in Canada I'm going to show you in this collection video is a white label promo 45, Strawberry Fields Forever. Promotion record, not for sale, white label promo, pressed in Canada. And on the other side is Penny Lane. The 45 is in a plain white sleeve right here, so I'm going to show you the capital 45 sleeve here. It's in nice shape. Here's a close-up of the 45 white label promo, promotion record, not for sale, pressed in Canada. The Penny Lane side. And the version of Penny Lane on this promo 45 has the trumpet flourish at the very end of the song, 7-note trumpet flourish, just like the US promo copy. I played through this record. It plays great. It's not in collector's condition, mint condition, but both sides play great without any issues, I'm happy to say. And this is one of my big grails in my collection. That's my only Beatles single pressed in Canada I'm going to show you in this collection video. The rest of the records are going to be albums, all pressed in Canada. I'm also going to have a couple solo Beatles records pressed in Canada. First one I'm going to show you is Twist and Shout, released in Canada. And this is an original. This one I was lucky enough to find for about $12 when I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And here's the record in wonderful shape. The record is in mono, and the record plays great from start to finish, and it's in nice condition, nice mono copy. The next Canadian Beatles record I'm going to show you is Meet the Beatles. This is a very late 60s stereo pressing, about 68, 69. Here's the back of it. And this one has the produced by George Martin credit. And here's a close-up of the title. This is like a reddish color right here, dark reddish color. And let me take the record out. It comes with the original Capital Blue inner sleeve. This one was made in the US, right here. Here's a close-up of the actual record. The other side here. This one's in wonderful condition. It's in excellent shape. Next is another stereo copy of Meet the Beatles, Preston, Canada. This is a very late 70s reissue. Back of it. Let me show you the quick close-up of the album. And here's the record on the purple capital label. And here's side 2. What's interesting about this Canadian reissue of Meet the Beatles is the song Don't Bother Me has a vocal fluff at the very end where you hear George sing an extra don't before the chorus is sung the final time before the song fades out. And that was the reason I bought this reissue, was for the Don't Bother Me oddity. Next up is With the Beatles. In fact, this is titled Beatlemania with the Beatles. This is an original Canadian mono Pressin, pressed back in the 60s. Back of it. Some flaws here on the back side. But overall, this album's in nice shape. A little bit of wear, as you can see. It's in excellent shape. Before I show you the record, let me show you a close-up of the Capitol inner sleeve. And here's the record in excellent shape. Close-up of the Capitol color band label. Nice mono copy. Next up is a late 70s vinyl reissue of Beatlemania with the Beatles. And it's a stereo Pressin. Back of it, somewhere on the back cover. And here's a close-up of the album. And there's some damage right there, unfortunately. It was like that when I bought this at my local record store about a few years ago, I think. And here's a close-up of the record on the Capitol purple label. Stereo Pressin. Side 2. And let me show you the matrix numbers, if you don't mind. That's the matrix numbers here. And the reason is because these Canadian stereo reissues of this particular album, there's a narrow mix and wide stereo mix. Now, here's the dead wax information here. It shows ST6051A. And right over here, above the Capitol logo, TLCA, which indicates it's a wide stereo remix, which is in which the separation is different on the stereo mix. The stereo separation is different. But on side 2 here, you have the ST catalog number here, ST6051. And then right here is XEX448, which is the matrix number for the UK album, the UK mono album. And then you have RE6, which stands for recut number 6, the 6 recut. And right here is AMF, which I believe is JAMF, stamped right here on the dead wax. Next up is Long Tall Sally, Canadian Mono Pressin. This was released in Canada only. Back of it, designed to look like the Beatles' second album, but this is a completely different album from the Beatles' second album, even though a lot of the songs from the second album are on here. And let me show you a close-up of the album. This one's not in perfect shape. I'm going to show you the upgrade here in a little bit, but let me show you this one here. And that's the track list. Here's the record. Capital color band label. Mono copy. And as you can see, there's some scratches. Next up is my upgrade copy of Long Tall Sally, Canadian Mono Pressin. Show you a close-up of the album. In much better shape. Here's the record. Someone wrote their name on the color band portion of the label. This one's in nice shape. Needs some cleaning. I haven't cleaned it. Next up is a Canadian mono pressing of A Hard Day's Night original motion picture soundtrack. Back of it. Let's have a look at the album cover. Which is in good condition. Here's a close-up of the record in mono. It's on the Red United Artists label. And I found this for a nice price last year. I saw this and I was like, I need to get this for the Canadian Red label, the Red United Artists label, which is real nice. And this one also plays great from start to finish. I played through this album. Next up is Beatles 65, original Canadian mono pressing. Though this is a Canadian pressing, it's pretty identical to the US pressing. And let me show you the bottom there. Lithon Canada. And back cover. And let me show you the album. And here's a close-up of the record. Capital color band label. Nice mono copy. As you can see, there's some stuff on the label, but nothing too serious. Next up is Rubber Soul, original Canadian mono Pressin. And this one's in nice condition. I found this for a nice price. Backside. Close up of the record. Next up is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Canadian Preston. This was pressed in the late 70s. Let me take this off so I can show you the gatefold here in a little bit. Back of it with the lyrics. And that's the catalog number right there. All right, let me open the gatefold. Before I show you the record, let me show you the Sgt. Pepper cutout sheet. This one's in nice shape. Printed in Canada. And here's a close-up of the vinyl record. It's on gray paint marbled color vinyl. And this one's in excellent shape. Next up is Abbey Road, original Canadian Preston, in the original shrink. Here's the back cover. As you can see, Her Majesty is not listed at the end of the album. And let me take the plastic sleeve out, show you the album in the shrink. The shrink's in nice shape. Back cover. And here's the record on the original Apple label. And this is the variation where all the track titles are aligned to the left. Other side. Once again, Her Majesty is not listed at the end of side 2. And this one's in excellent shape. Next up is the Love Songs compilation, Preston, Canada. And let me show you the cover here. Have to take the sleeve out so I can show you the gatefold. And here's the gatefold. I love that gatefold, always have. Here's the original inner sleeve for record 1. Unfortunately, this copy doesn't have the booklet with the lyrics of all the songs. And here's the record. Canadian yellow vinyl Pressin. And here's record 2. Same kind of inner sleeve. Close-up of the record on yellow vinyl. Next up is Real Music, Canadian Pressin, sealed, never open. Back of it. And let me show you the gold stamp on the front cover. Limited edition, serial number 1859. That indicates this is the gold vinyl Pressin. And here's the price sticker. That's how much I paid for this. I bought this at Princeton Record Exchange about 3 to 4 years ago. It was back when I went to see Paul McCartney perform at the MetLife Stadium in August of 2016. And also, I saw Paul again in Washington, D.C., I think a couple days later. When I was going down to Washington, D.C., I stopped here at Princeton Record Exchange. And they had tons of Beatles records in the new arrivals, like hundreds of them. You know, maybe 1,000 Beatles records. And this was one of the few records I picked up. And I looked at this record, and then I saw this limited edition serial number gold stamp here. I was like, this is the gold vinyl Preston. So I went and got it along with a couple other items. Because this is sealed, I can't show you the gold vinyl or the souvenir program. I have no plans to open this record. Next up is 20 Greatest Hits in the shrink. Also has the hype sticker. And back of it. The album jacket was pressed by Capitol in the US. And here's a close-up of the inner sleeve. And here's a close-up of the record on the Capitol color band label. And this record was pressed in Canada. That's why I included this album in this collection video showing you the Beatles records pressed in Canada. And here's side 2. As you can see, they managed to put 12 songs all on side 1. The first 12 songs, and the last 8 on side 2. And Hey Jude was edited. It was originally 7 minutes, but they edited down to 5 minutes for this release. Now onto the solo Beatles records. I only have a couple solo Beatles records pressed in Canada. The first one here is by George Harrison, Best of Dark Horse, 1976 to 1989. Close-up of the album. And here's a close-up of the inner sleeve with the lyrics of all the songs. And the other side with credits. And here's a record on the Dark Horse label, Preston, Canada. The last Canadian vinyl record I'm going to show you in this collection video showing you the Beatles Canadian records is by Ringo. This is Ringo's 1983 album, Old Wave, Preston, Canada. Back of it. It's on the RCA label. And here's a close-up. This one's in excellent shape. And here's a close-up of the record on the black RCA label, Preston, Canada. The record's in excellent shape. Here's side 2. I like some songs off this album. That wraps up this video showing you my current collection of the Beatles vinyl records, all pressed in Canada. Hope you all enjoyed seeing everything in this collection video. And stay tuned for more videos. And please continue to be safe, and talk to you all later. Thank you for watching.